Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start out by saying thank you for tuning in today and welcome to the Dink Over Stink Catfishing channel. On this episode, we'll be going through an much anticipated fishing trip. No, I haven't been recording a whole lot of stuff and content this year. We've been a little slow taking off, but nevertheless, this is a pretty big fishing trip for me. It's much anticipated. Should be a pretty good spot. And basically, I just like to take you along with pretty much everything that it takes for me to get ready on a trip like this. We'll go through some of the stuff I pack, some of the trip, maybe some stuff we encounter, how to fish, what we use, pretty much a complete ride along and an in-depth ride along. I hope you enjoy. Thanks again for tuning in to Dink Over Stink Catfishing. Let's go. Put a little something, a few things in here for to eat. With a little bit of ranch beans, a little bit of pork and beans. I like pork and beans. A little bit of cone for the, well, maybe for us, or either that for us or for the carp one too. A little bit of Progresso. We'll add a few more things. And that ought to be all right. And always bring and pack you an extra trash bag or 2 or 3 so you can pick up your trash and pick up after yourself, and probably more than likely after a few others too. Stay responsible. All right, I want to start out a couple of things right here that I like to take, especially if I plan on catching fish and keeping a few. Got the old Bubba electric blade. Have not ever used one of these, so I might do a little video on that also. My brother just bought this for me. Thank you, Gerald. But we're going to take this all along with us and see how that works out. This sock right here, yeah, it's a sock, but it's something I use. I carry all my headlamps in there, so I went through it already, and I think I got one over here. Yeah, I got one right here on the charger. So make sure you charge everything before you go, as I like to do. Also, something new I'm going to be trying out on this trip, since we'll be doing some camping, is some lights that you tape on the end of your fishing rods, so it'll help you see them at nighttime. These are by Cat's Eyes Lights, so we'll be checking them dudes out. Also, like to take a bag of this is just range cube. I get mine from Tractor Supply, but I'm sure you can get them other places. Some good old bug spray, because you never know what you're going to run into out there bug wise. Knife sharpener. Here's something I picked up from a pawn shop here a while back. I never used one of these, but I'm kind of a firebug, so just ask anybody that knows me. But anyways, I've been kind of wanting to use that for a while, so I'm going to use that just cause for the fun of it. Always bring you a good little bait knife. List of some stuff here that I still need to pick up and pack. Show you some more things. This is something else that I like to have. I use this when I bank fish, or if I'm in my little boat. It can pretty much pack everything that I need for a few day trip, all in one compact thing. Always nice to have you some good bank rod holders. These are made by Cat Claw Rod Holders by Adam Zimmerman. This is just a bag I picked up on I think Amazon somewhere, but nevertheless, what is it? Crazy Ants, not sure what that is. Also got what I call my electric bag. It's just an old bag, I guess, per se. I keep all my stuff, my electronics and everything that I use to fish for. Here, let me try to get this out of there. To fish at night sorry. I use my black light. Here's one in here that I have made. Anyway, it's just a bunch of batteries, cords, extra things like that I use for night fishing, like I say. Some few other things that I take with. There's my little cooking pot, my propane, some grease, my converter, some plates. I'm going to be adding some more things in there, my little cooker. You can't never forget the old famous butt tape. Got to have the butt tape. Here is the small boat that I'll be using for this adventure. It's just a little 12-foot prowler, Bass Pro Shops prowler that I picked up. This will be basically its maiden voyage on an actual true full trip. Nice little lithium battery up in there. This thing is coming really good handy. Here's my burner I was talking about. I need to throw in my box, my cooker. My trolling motor. My throwing net. Of course, there's going to be a lot more stuff put in this boat before we go, of course. Here's my outboard that's going to be going with on the trip. My little 6-horse Hankai that you might have seen in my last video a few weeks ago. This will be also its true maiden voyage. We'll see how that goes. Something else I like to have or keep on the boat. There's a million, 100,000 ways to do this and to have something to charge your stuff with or what have you. But this is just what I do with what I have. You know what I mean? I try to pack light and not have a ton of batteries. But this little lithium battery does well. And you clamp this thing's on there. And then you got your charging port here. It does great, man. You can end up charging everything you want. And also, I showed you earlier in the video, the converter that I mentioned. Plug it into that. Also, you can have AC, DC, what have you. I mean, it works for pretty much everything. And here in this little tackle box that I carry around in the backpack, here is some of the things that I carry. I don't carry everything in this, of course. I mean, it's just how and where I'm fishing. If I'm in a boat, this normally don't go. I usually have a whole other tackle box, but this is one of most of my bank fishing equipment that I use. Anyways, here's some pre-tied stuff. I don't know if I can dump some of this out and show you. I put them in these things because it keeps them pretty well. I'll go ahead and pre-tie them. I know they're tangled up right there, but it sure is. Yeah, they don't tangle up too bad. Anyway, you catch the drift. That's it there. I keep them in there. There's the here's the crimson red. Sorry, crimson red hook. 8/0. Everything I use, guys, is made by Rivers Cats Tackle. I am pro staff through them. Very fortunate to be. Also, thank you very much, John and Stephanie. Guys, they make exceptionally well stuff. I use 3/0 for my smaller fish, my channel cats and stuff. When I go big with using bigger baits, I like to use 8/0, 10/0, and these new German alloy hooks that they've come out with. Very, very strong, very sharp, keeps the point like no other, guys. They sell rattles, they sell, let's see here, they sell swivels, they sell beads, they pretty much sell any and everything that you need to catch a big fish. Their rod and reels that they sell also, and they make, again, equal quality, guys. Great stuff. You guys check them out today, and if you decide to pick you some new stuff up, some new top of the line fishing equipment, be sure to use promo code D as in dog. That's DOS10 and get yourself 10% off your order. Fish on. Alrighty. We're still packing some things up. It's another little thing that I like to pack and how I like to do it. I like to have some eggs for breakfast, so you know, I'll make some sausage and egg burritos go pretty good. I like to crack 4, 5, 6 eggs, just depending on how many, how long we're going to be going, etc. You know, a water bottle or Gatorade works better. Put that in there like so. Get you a little bit of milk in there. Pre-made scrambled egg, baby. Make sure to always have your battery all the way charged before you go. Definitely got to make sure you got them fishing poles loaded. Something else I like to do, I like to get a gallon of water and I'll freeze it. That way you can put it in your ice chest and it'll stay frozen and keep your things cool for a little bit longer than regular cubed ice. It's a good thing to do whenever you're going to be out in the woods and not around anywhere to get any ice to keep your things cool. Alrighty, one of the other last things I want to do before we leave, went ahead and let this cook overnight. Made some little good old extra hearty beefy stew. We're going to slap her in some of these thermoses per se. It's a good thing to have so you don't have to, again, pack a whole lot of stuff to where something you ain't got access to a store anywhere. This should be enough, and I got 2 of these. This should be enough to keep us going for at least a day and a half, 2 days. Plus our little extra stuff. A few more things we're packing up in there. Got the old rubber boots, got the net, life jackets, of course. Got to be safe. Brother's putting in the bait box over there. We're gonna grab a few more odds and end things. Finish loading up and we're fixing to hit the road, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Last step for me before I roll out. I almost forgot, was down the road. Matter of fact, you gotta get done went and pre-bait fished the other day. Didn't get that on picture, but we're gonna bring some live perch, some goodness. We're gonna get them loaded up, boys. Let's get it. Of course, you always gotta top off the old gas tank. Oh. And again, if you're trying to pack light and you like to have a couple of adult beverages, you can't throw a whole bunch of beers and pack light doing that. So you got to stop by the old Tipsy Kitty and get you a little something. On that road again. Can't wait to get on that road again. We're on the way, fellas. Going to get them beasts. Well, guys, you already know where we're at here. You know this place. We screwed around and make a trip for 3 hours and realized we're 10 minutes from the place we're going and we don't got a tent to sleep in. So, yes, sir. Here we go. Check out beef jerky and a tent. That one ought to get us for tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, story of this evening. We did end up making it here, and I told you this would be kind of a ride along with, so you get the goods and the bads. So we ended up getting here and going across the lake, finding the channel that we're going to go up in, and realized that we didn't have any fuel. So we're back at where we started by the boat ramp, and we're just going to call it good. Do a little fishing right here off the truck, and I guess just basically try it again in the morning. Yeah, looks like we hooked up on something little. We got something on our hands.
It might be a pan size anyway.
Shiny. Hooked up. Oh, we got some water action. You down there working? Oh, looks like you holding the size for tonight so far. Right on. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next day. That was a little bit of a rough night. I wasn't prepared to sleep in the truck or anything, but it happened. Caught a couple decent fish, so we made a bad time into a good one, or a rougher time into a better one. Nevertheless, we're going to regroup this morning. We're going to head on up river and try to put in another spot, and maybe hopefully hook up with another fellow YouTubers. See you in a little bit. Old Clayton pulling up there, fellers. Certified fishing nut. Really sure where this water's coming from like that out of the bank here. Pretty weird. Fish on, baby! The Garinator. The Garinator. All right. Well, here, no, she's put over here. All right. We're set up here in the nighttime. We're trying to keep a little bit the smaller lights here to reduce the bug situation. Little Clayton set up over there. Brother's over there doing a little cooking right here. Got Steve waiting on it. Yeah, one long nose, one short, what was just something? Short nose gar, spotted. And that was today, and then 2 catfish yesterday. Now we're sitting there waiting on the big one. Let's see what we can do tonight. Okay, this is the last morning, last day we're gonna be here. We're rolling up, packing up. Didn't have too good of luck last night, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. We won't get discouraged, and we'll keep trying for some more. It's got to come our time sooner or later. But we're going to top this trip off with some good old breakfast sausage and egg breakfast burritos. Got the onions and peppers and everything cut up in there. Anywho, we appreciate you riding along with the Dink Over Stink Catfishing. Y'all be good. Hello again. I figured I'd just kind of come back on here. I wasn't a very good outro, and I kind of want to touch on a couple of topics and things that happened. Basically, I went ahead and posted this video the way it is, even though there wasn't a whole lot of fish catching and stuff. Big, huge, anticipated trip, which it was. But I wanted to kind of post it the way I did. Not really any editing, kind of just raw footage. We missed a lot of things, and that's where I'm trying to learn and get better at doing this stuff, equipment wise and everything. I plan on getting better at this kind of thing, like including getting raw footage, the good, bad, and the ugly. You know, like the first day we went there, we ran out of gas going up the river, and realized we didn't even bring the gas can, which is ridiculous. But second day, you know, we missed that when we took off across the lake, and it was great. And then we got out there in the middle on that little boat before we got to the channel, And man, there was big swells, just way too big for that little boat, and we had to turn around, which we was fortunate enough to make it back to the boat ramp and was able to find another place. But nevertheless, we had to back up, kind of replan, reschedule. The whole plan has been a plan for 3 months. You know, stuff changes. Stuff happens. Plans change. And, you know, but I missed me having the second day. I also missed me. It was 100 degrees almost outside down there. And it missed me where I almost had a heat stroke. I was over there getting sick, had a headache. You know, just got too hot. I missed that. Missed old Clayton getting stuck a couple times in the truck, and just all the good, bad, and the ugly things that happen, you know. But nevertheless, the point of this is that trips don't always go as planned. You don't just set out and think, oh, I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and end up with huge fish every time. And you know, people post videos all the time, showing big fish they're carrying and all that. That's great and everything, but that doesn't happen every time. And especially depending on your area you're fishing. But needless to say, I just want to touch up on that stuff and realize, and say that we're going to focus on getting better, videoing, and letting everybody know that it's not always about the big fish or the small fish every time. Stuff happens. So don't get discouraged when you don't do this every time. It's not always as glamorous as everybody makes it, guys, I promise. Until next time. Thanks for tuning in. Dean Coverstein Catfishing.